There is a specific patch of dark water off the southeastern coast of the United States, shrouded in mystery. Over the centuries, this undocumented region of the ocean has slowly filled with wreckage. According to the legend, 50 ships, 20 airplanes, and hundreds of people have simply vanished while passing through it. In March 1918, the USS Cyclops, a 542-foot Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 men, headed north from Barbados and disappeared. The crew never sent an SOS, and an extensive naval search found absolutely no wreckage. Decades later, in December 1945, 5 Navy torpedo bombers, known as Flight 19, took off from Florida for a practice run. The flight leader radioed the control tower, reporting bizarre compass malfunctions and stating they were completely lost, before all 5 planes ditched into the sea. That same day, a massive search effort was launched. A rescue plane carrying a 13-man crew flew out to find the downed pilots, and that plane disappeared entirely as well. Massive machines of steel and hundreds of trained personnel do not normally evaporate into thin air. It leaves us asking if there is a deliberate, sinister force waiting beneath the waves. These isolated historical tragedies eventually got connected. In a 1964 magazine article, American author Vincent Gaddis drew a boundary from Florida to Bermuda to Puerto Rico and officially named the area the Bermuda Triangle. The name caught on immediately, and scores of highly profitable books followed. Authors filled in the blanks with wild explanations, suggesting everything from the mythical lost city of Atlantis pulling ships down to undersea time portals and extraterrestrial abductions. These theories sound exactly like the plot of a science fiction film. If we want a real explanation, we have to ignore the supernatural speculation and examine the actual physical environment of this specific stretch of ocean. We start with the navigation systems. Christopher Columbus noted his compass acting strangely here in 1492, and the pilots of Flight 19 reported the exact same problem. This map of the Atlantic region shows the shifting lines of magnetic variance compared to static true north. The Earth's magnetic north pole is constantly shifting, while the geographic true north remains firmly in place. The difference between these 2 points is called magnetic declination. If captains and pilots fail to compensate for this variance, they will drift wildly off course. Once a vessel is lost, it finds itself sitting directly in a major hurricane highway. The intense seasonal storms that rip through the Caribbean and up the coast of Florida regularly churn up rogue waves. These are abnormally large, steep walls of water that can reach up to 100 feet in height. A dead compass and a 100-foot wave easily explain why a ship might sink, but they do not explain why massive, coordinated search teams consistently fail to find the floating wreckage. If extreme weather is sinking these ships and planes, where does the physical evidence of the disasters actually go? This map illustrates the answer: the Gulf Stream. It is a massive, highly turbulent underwater river that runs directly along the western edge of the triangle. It is incredibly swift. In certain areas, the Gulf Stream travels faster than 4 or 5 knots per hour. That is roughly 300 times faster than the flow of the Amazon River. This rushing water acts like a giant broom. The moment a plane ditches or a ship capsizes, the ocean current instantly sweeps the crash debris hundreds of miles away, long before search and rescue teams can even reach the original coordinates. When you combine malfunctioning compasses, monster waves, and a lightning-fast ocean current, you get a highly effective natural trap, one that swallows its own evidence. Historical anecdotes and translated ship's logs from 1492 make for great campfire stories. To find the truth, we have to look at modern global shipping data. Globally, 1.8% of all vessels experience some casualty or mysterious disappearance. In the Bermuda Triangle, that number is 0.02%. Out of 8,600 boats traveling the region recently, only 2 experienced unexplained issues. The accident rate here is significantly lower than average. The National Transportation Safety Board Aviation Database shows the exact same pattern. In the modern era, there are almost 0 unexplained in-flight commercial plane crashes over this region. The data leaves no room for debate. There is absolutely nothing mathematically unusual about this stretch of water. The narrative that this is the deadliest place on Earth is entirely fake. So if the triangle isn't cursed, what actually happened to famous historical flights like Flight 19? When you read the official radio transcripts for that mission, you find that the lead pilot simply became deeply disoriented. Believing he was over the Florida Keys, he stubbornly kept flying east, deeper into the Atlantic Ocean, until all 5 planes ran out of gas. Simple, tragic human error is the actual culprit behind the vast majority of these famous historical disappearances. We invent these elaborate conspiracies because human beings are incredibly uncomfortable with the unknown. We would rather build a magical story about time portals and extraterrestrials than accept that a trained pilot made a fatal mistake over an unforgiving ocean. Fear is a fantastic storyteller, but the next time you are faced with a terrifying mystery, you have a choice. You can buy into the myth, or you can look at the cold, hard data.